having the military, I mean, I'm trying to defend Cramer here because sometimes people say things who are on TV and maybe ratings are down and they're going to say something stupid to really get a lot of attention. And I get it, right? Because I've seen the transition of people in this industry when they start getting popular and they totally change. Their personality changes. They're on TV all the time. And it's like, you know, this whole attention thing and it's whatever. Most become psychotic, not to be mean. But when I hear something like this, and first of all, and I don't know if you heard this clip, but he did compare this to polio, Daniel, which I thought was interesting. So he compared it to polio vaccine, where it was in 1954, 55. It was paralyzing people, killing young children. At its peak, there was 58,000 cases that were reported. Of those, 6% of the people ended up dying. However, 36% of those people were left with mild to terrible, or worst case scenario, paralysis. So it's two totally different things. I mean, COVID, we have a 97% recovery rate and well over 99% for people who are under 55. Okay, so you want to get the military out there to enforce this, and then you're going to have them defend themselves in court. Like, these guys are doing something illegal. And he also said that they're hurting. How are they? I still don't get that. I know that's a narrative and I know the station he's on, you're playing a narrative. I get it, right? I'm trying to find a way to understand why you said this, Jim. But if you're not vaccinated and you're vaccinated, why are you worried for? Why are you worried for? I have no idea. I mean, it's a simple question. Why are you worried for? I should be worried for myself. It's like not wearing a seatbelt. You don't wear a seatbelt? That's fine. You get into an accident, you fly through the window, you die. That's your fault. If you don't want to get a vaccine, you get infected and die. That's your responsibility. There may be reasons why you don't want to take it, but how is that going to impact someone who does have the vaccine? Because if you look at the Dallas Cowboys right now, it's spreading through the whole team. It's like 8, 9, 10 people with the whole Cowboys team. These are people that are vaccinated. You have to be vaccinated in professional sports. They're getting Delta right now. So what is someone that's not vaccinated? How does that? I don't understand. I don't get it. Even if you're vaccinated, we're showing, even some of these other strains, you're not getting them that bad. Why is everyone so concerned? Not to mention 85% of the freaking population is vaccinated, Daniel. 85 freaking percent.
Is it that high? I don't know that number.
I mean, it has at least one shot. It's like 83 to 84, I think. It's probably 85 now, but, and I think I looked last week, but it's close to that. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like you're still concerned about this where, most of these people that had to get it, got it. And, I know he's in a danger zone. And unfortunately, a lot of the doctors and a lot of the doctors on TV who are talking about this, like Fauci and Biden and even Trump, they're in a danger zone. They're going to think totally different about this, and you should, because you're in the zone where COVID-19 it's targeting people over 65 with underlying conditions. You have to worry. If you're under 40, you have very, very little, almost nothing to worry about. I mean, the recovery rate is like 99 point whatever. Are you kidding me? Recovery rate. So comparing this virus to polio, I mean, it's like comparing cancer to the flu. And Jim's a smart guy. I know that firsthand. But the whole military thing, I mean, I'm trying to defend it, and I don't want to beat someone down, because if you look at his Twitter account, holy shit. But you want the military to enforce it because you're worried about people who are unvaccinated, that they're going to hurt somebody else? I mean, the statement is 100% false from a guy who's supposed to be one of the best researchers on the planet. I don't get it.
Yeah, well, it's all about, I mean, this is just very easy to see what it's about. It's about control. It's just awful. I mean, this is scary stuff. I'm laughing about this just to try to not get so upset about it. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the fact that he would even say that so nonchalant and all that kind of stuff. And I'm glad to see people pushing back, because it is ridiculous. Again, how do you invest with this? Just buy the big connected people, buy Pfizer's, buy those people, because that's how you can hide out and make money. Until a business comes out and actually, until you can invest in the military and it starts rounding people up, and, until you can invest in the court systems when he gets his way. Secretively, I just think he's jealous. I think he wants to be a senator and or representative, and I know he knows he could never win. So I think that's kind of the pit that's really getting on him.
I don't know. So that's my take, pretty well. I'll be honest with you. He'll never leave his TV career, because he can make a fortune as a hedge fund, especially how popular he is. Probably make a lot more money than what he's making at CNBC. And he's making a fortune. And now they're pushing his newsletter.
Good for him. I mean, see, so it shows you don't have to have common sense.
He loves it. He loves what he's doing, and I truly believe he loves to help people. I see him angry when he gets something wrong. I do. He's angry when he gets something wrong on the investment side. I've seen it. I know it. He gets pissed off. He understands that responsibility of that. There's a lot of people watching you. But with that said, you're reporting something. that's, again, I don't want to say it's outside your scope because we'll all, I'm researching this stuff to death and talk to doctors, leading doctors, and he's got amazing contacts. He's talking to Tim Cook called him on like the 15th anniversary, 10-year anniversary, whatever it was, 10-year anniversary, I think it was, called into the show. I mean, the guy's got amazing contacts, but yeah, I've been watching Cramer through this whole time and hear him talk about mask mandates and and the contest. I mean, he's been really, really overboard. He's been overboard with everything, like with the vaccine, he talks about it. And again, he talks about it, but you're taking it to another level when you're saying you want the military to enforce it and you got to go to court to defend yourself. Okay, that's not like you didn't say that by mistake. You really believe that?
Of course.
I mean, that goes against like our Constitution, everything this country was founded on. You're putting something in your body that you have, basically people like us, Daniel, have a 99 point whatever % recovery rate. Kids, very mild. I mean, what do we have? Like first 6-7 months. I think there was, just to put this in perspective, guys, in California, again, I was doing all the stats. This is on the CDC. In the first 6-7 months when California went overboard and said, every single school is closed, it was like 2 children. Unfortunately, it was only 2 children. And, I wish it was 0, but there was only 2 kids that died under 12 from COVID in California. And you closed every single school. I mean, I bet you the same amount of kids died from, God forbid, drowning or something like that. I bet you there's more kids over that time span. But the overreactions here is what we want to talk to you about, because this is the shit that you see on TV, right? When we watch CNBC, when you're watching NBC, when they have the political agendas. Use it to your advantage. I'm not complaining about it. I know, we all see it. We saw it through social media. We all saw it, right? Even I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, you saw it. We created 3 years. We created a fucking Russia scandal on Donald Trump, whether you like him or not, which was totally fake. You had Schiff go on probably about 10,000 times, say Russia hoax, Russia hoax, Russia. Now what happens? Well, the story was fake. The guy lied. And, you talk to Schiff. He's like, well, it's not my fault. It's his fault. No, it's your fucking fault. You're the one that had the platform, the sounding board. You're supposed to do the due diligence on your source, and you fucking did it, right? You didn't do it. That's the world we're in. And what happens to Schiff? Nothing. What happens to that? Nothing. Nobody cares, right? Nobody gets punished for lying and has this whole narrative, but we see it and everyone's getting smart on it. We're getting smarter and smarter and smarter and Facebook and, no more crazy political ads and stuff like that. You're seeing a change, right? And it's crazy, but you have to use that to your advantage because there's a lot of shit that gets said on TV that's not true anymore. You're never ever held accountable, right? Nobody cares, right? Nobody cares if you're wrong, you're right. Nobody freaking cares, but use it to your advantage because a lot of this shit's bullshit. You're going to see, we'll know if it's not bullshit. Maybe this thing turns out to be worse than the original strand. We'll know this in a few weeks and we'll know when it comes here and then we'll adjust accordingly. But right now, when the people who discovered this new variant are saying this is mild and we have 0 hospitalizations right now, that's the only data we have. And we're not seeing it right now. We would be knowing with, 6-7 countries, seeing this new strand of the last 2-3 days, we'd have more data going, holy shit, you really need to worry. And then we got, Dan, the best thing I see yesterday, I mentioned this yesterday, is the Moderna CEO. Did you see that? Did you see his comments?
Yeah. Something about they just need new ones and the new cocktail, how do they say that? Cocktail booster or cocktail drug?
He said that. So the day before, the day it happened was Friday, right? And he went on TV. And he said, we get vaccines out or a new booster, might require a new booster. Right now, we're not seeing, this thing being a big deal, right? And then the next morning, he goes on CNBC and he goes, the next morning, without having any fucking data, 24 hours later, we may need a new vaccine. We may need a new vaccine. And I explained to you, 60 million in sales in 2019 to 17 billion in sales from Moderna. You look at Pfizer, it's in their best interest, right? To make everyone scared. It's all about money. And anyone that tells you differently is bullshitting you, especially when it comes to these people. It's just like the Notre Dame, Brian Kelly left Notre Dame. He left Notre Dame. They're still in the freaking hunt. He's leaving. He's not coaching them. There's still a shot for them to make the freaking NCAA playoffs, right? The playoffs, the 4 teams. There's still a little bit of a shot. And they're playing great. And he left, right? He's gone. I'm out of here. So everyone's like, well, he couldn't really win. It's so hard. They don't have that championship game. And, he probably accomplished everything he needed to, but it's so hard to get to the next level. Don't you? Fuck that. It's the fucking money. He's getting double. He's getting 15 million a year compared to what was it? 6, 7. It's the money. It's always the money. But when you look at these guys, use it to your advantage when they're saying shit like this. Because right now, we don't have a lot of information on it. Sorry to get emotional about it and cursing it, but it just pisses me off that someone who likes to do the research, and again, I'm going to have my opinion on things, I'm going to be wrong on things or whatever, and I'll come on here and be the first to tell you wrong, which is rare in almost any fucking industry these days. Nobody wants to admit they're wrong, ever. But to actually be lying to you. That's the problem here. Telling you that if you are unvaccinated, that you pose a threat and could kill people who are vaccinated is fucking 100% false. And I cannot believe someone of that stature who taught me how to research stocks and helped my career tremendously would say something like that. And again, I don't want to pound on the guy because he's getting pounded right now. But I can't help myself. I disagree. I love him, but I strongly disagree. And I know a lot of people disagree because they don't want the military to come after these people. Even if you're vaccinated, you really want the military to go after people who are unvaccinated? I mean, if they get COVID and they die, that's their problem. They didn't want to, they said, hey, I don't want the vaccine. But it has nothing to do with you if you're vaccinated. I don't get it. I don't understand that. And yeah, I mean, that's all I got to say about that, Dean. Sorry to go on with that rant because I felt like you were going on about it even more. But I really took a day to think about this and tried to calm down. And I guess it didn't work.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, thanks, Jim Cramer, for drawing attention to the financial media and giving us a fun topic to kick around. Yeah.